Let's take a little stroll down memory lane now that we know what the actual results of the Trump administration's foreign policy thus far have been, as the president has the prime minister of Israel talking about what a great peace deal has been. Peace deals are being negotiated or being signed, I should say, right now with Bahrain and the UAE. What was the lib claim going to be, or what was the lib claim that Trump was going to do to the Middle East? Back at the start of the presidency, we got a nice little montage for you. Play one.
President Trump's big decision to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, and one that Palestinians and others say could destroy hopes of Middle East peace once and for all.
The president's unilateral action will get people killed. How hot will it get? And how destabilizing will it be?
What he has done is thrown a diplomatic bomb into the Middle East peace process.
They're not interested in history.
They don't know history.
That would then embarrass all the Sunni Arab regimes. They would have to do something, enormously complicating, by the way, Israel's relations with them.
It's going to stop any hope of Middle East progress in the peace talk.
You might be saying, Buck, what was that all about? What country did Trump invade and massacre all the inhabitants in the Middle East? That was about moving the embassy to Jerusalem. Okay. You know, it's like, oh my gosh, the world's going to fall apart. The Middle East is going to be soaked in blood forever. And I always think it's so funny. People who don't really know anything about history or politics in the Middle East will say, oh, it's going to be destabilizing. It's like, first of all, it's pretty destabilized. We're talking about mini stability. It's always something that you're measuring in pretty short increments. And second of all, you think moving an embassy is really going to be a big deal there? Meaning that it's going to lead to violence and, please. Steve Schmidt, the dumbest analyst on TV over at MSNBC, he tweeted out, where was this? Back in 2018. This is making the rounds today. Trump destabilized the Middle East with his decision to move the embassy. His abject ignorance of the history and religions that have shaped this moment have given succor to the agents of terror and chaos. Trump destabilizes. Hamas terrorists provoke. Israel responds. Repeat. Really, the dumbest analyst on television. Dumber than Ana Navarro, which is amazing. I mean, I almost am impressed by how stupid Steve Schmidt is when he talks about these things. And it's not. I don't know the guy. I never met him. It's not personal. I just think he's the worst. I think he's the dumbest analyst on television. Political analyst. Might be dumber sports analyst or something. I don't know. But yeah, that was what they were saying about the move of the embassy. It was going to wreck everything. Why? Now, if you were buying a car from somebody, I want to put this in a context. If you were buying a car from somebody and they were as wrong about that car as you were, as they were rather about this moving of the embassy. Right? Meaning that they were saying, oh my gosh, that car, the wheels are going to fall off if you buy that car, and it's going to explode if you have the smallest fender bender. The next time after you drive that car, let's say 100,000 miles, it's perfect, purrs like a kitten, no problems. The next time you go to buy a car, would you listen to those morons? Why is it that our news media analysts, particularly about foreign policy, and the so-called foreign policy intelligentsia that exists in D.C. and New York primarily, they can just be so stunningly, shockingly wrong. And it's like, oh yeah, that's just Tuesday. No biggie. No big problem. These people are morons. I sit here and, you can go back in time. You're never going to create a montage of what I say on this show about foreign policy that sounds anything like that in terms of, wow, this person doesn't know what the heck they're talking about. Hey, Team Buck, thank you so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you like this video, please click that little thumbs up button so then it will log as liked. And also, if you want to see more great content from The First, please click subscribe.